Hey there fellow Yomi worshippers, thank you for coming by. We pretty much did a whole in-depth analysis on Animal Cross 2 itself, although in a bit of a mean-spirited way. However, there is one thing that I did not cover. The gameplay, which I do admit, is a pretty good foundation in the system, but needs to be improved to feel more flexible for the user. You know, being able to block in the air and that sort of subtle improvements. Now, I'm going to say something that likely contradicts everything my career stands for, and a lot people think I mean by a huge long shot. I just recently thought about it, and I legitimately enjoy Animal Cross 2 now. Maybe that's chalked up to playing with friends or a private server. Either way, my sense of both compassion and anger towards the state of Animal Cross 2 pretty much led me to try to make the experience better for everyone. But we all know Seikirin isn't going to listen to me. I'm just scum that'll keep his profit margin up. And because he's earning money off of these half-assed updates, nothing is going to change. Someone could report the game, but then we all lose. Today, I want to be serious, suggesting an alternate reality where someone else owned and operated Animal Cross 2. First of all, if I were serious about making Animal Cross 2 have a much higher potential, I wouldn't even have the main game in Roblox anymore. That being said, it's far too limiting to really go out and explore under the kid-friendly label, where the vast majority of the source material are at least made for teens, some of them even adult content. It's personally what I would do if I were Seikirin. Being that a new engine would be running this sequel, it gives the ability for things to be designed from the ground up, and be carefully crafted to feel more fluent than Roblox could ever give. Not only that, but faces and music would be essentially free, along with all the portraits fitting the same style, rather than them goes on with usually shirtless characters, and even furthermore, go with more suggestive options. The only real downside would be more learning, and having to create new models every time. For the sake of the video, the gameplay would be the same as the current Animal Cross 2, but with those flexibility changes I mentioned earlier, so that you can block while you jump. Jumping doesn't take stamina, for example. So, now that we have the central gameplay gotten firmly down, it's time to decide how we plan on increasing the variety of the game. Now, the absolute first thing I would do is separate the team game modes from the free-for-all game modes, and make a mode where both coexist, if they want the vanilla experience. That leaves the game with 3 different multiplayer lobbies that anyone can join at any time, and opens the gate for changes and even more modes. Now that we figured everything out in how the individual game would be made, now is the make it or break it of these kinds of games. The roster. Dump Seikirin's list, because it's trash. First of all, I'd restore the entire roster to the game except for 2 characters. Matsu and Prey. No one who's actually intelligent likes them, and the ones that do are unbelievably boring and overall not the kind of people you want to be pulling from. Plus, Ace and Suna are basically all around better and more fun than anything Matsu had to offer. Now, who would replace those 2 characters that no one likes? For me, that would be Kenshiro and Pegasus Shia. Now, if I were not in Seikirin's shoes, these choices would be completely different, but from me, in Seikirin's standpoint, they are 2 beloved fan favorites that would translate well into this kind of game, and both have modesets we've never seen before. It'd practically be guaranteed to make loads of money off of nostalgia alone. Now, it's been a bit since Animal Cross 1 came out back in 2016, and some characters may have gotten better moves, so naturally I'd include a classic version and a new version with every old character. For completely new characters not meant to replace anyone else, I generally include 2 new lesser-known protagonists from cult classics, being Spike from Cowboy Bebop, and Inuyasha, meaning that new and old fans alike will generally enjoy the gameplay of the new characters. That means that the game would come out with 25 playable characters, 21 of them from the first game, and 4 of them being entirely new to the series as a whole. Finally, I want to emphasize this a lot, but I'd be updating the game way more than Seikirin does. Bug fixes would probably be immediate, and I would guarantee that the new characters fit into the existing meta rather than changing it. That would pretty much conclude me running Animal Crossing from the standpoint of Seikirin. If you want to hear what I would do, if it were entirely up to me, not any profit involved or trying to cohere to anyone else's policies, make sure to leave a like. No ads for my products this time, because I am practically guaranteed to do that next video.